Imagine shaping your life, one habit at a time. Picture your daily routine. Every morning you wake up, brush your teeth, drink your coffee and go about your day. These activities may seem mundane, but they hold an extraordinary power. They are your habits, the small actions that you perform every day without even thinking. Habits, by their very nature, are automatic. They are the brain's way of saving effort. But their impact goes far beyond saving time or energy. They shape our lives in ways we often don't recognize. They influence our health, our productivity, our happiness, even our very identity. Consider this. A single bad habit repeated daily can lead to significant negative outcomes over time. But on the flip side, a single good habit, no matter how small, can lead to massive positive change if repeated consistently. This is the power of habits. They may seem insignificant in the moment, but their cumulative effect is profound. This brings us to the brilliant book, Atomic Habits, penned by James Clear. Clear delves into the world of habits and their influence on our lives. He explores the science behind how habits work, and most importantly, how we can harness their power to create positive change. Atomic Habits is not just about habits, it's about the tiny changes, the 1% improvements that make the difference between success and failure, between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one. It's about the power of incremental progress, and that's exactly what we're going to explore in this video series. Over the next 100 days, we'll dive into 100 books, starting with Atomic Habits. We'll pull out the nuggets of wisdom, distill the key concepts, and discuss how you can apply these ideas to your own life. Remember, it's not about making big radical changes, it's about making small incremental ones. It's about shaping your life, one habit at a time. Because in the end, your life is the sum of your habits. And the power to change your life is within your grasp, hidden in the daily routine you already have. After all, we are what we repeatedly do. So, what are atomic habits and why do they matter? Let's dive right in. Atomic habits, as the name suggests, are minute, seemingly insignificant actions that we perform daily. Just like atoms are the building blocks of the universe, atomic habits are the building blocks of our daily routines and ultimately, our lives. Imagine your day-to-day activities. From the moment you wake up, to the time you retire for the night, everything is a series of habits. That morning coffee, the route you take to work, the midday snack, they're all habits. These are all atomic habits, small steps that lead to a bigger journey. But where does the power of these atomic habits lie? It's in the repetition. It's in the consistency of performing these small actions over and over again. This is where the magic happens, and this is how small habits compound over time to bring about significant changes in our lives. Now let's talk about the 4 laws of behavior change as described in the book. These are essentially the guiding principles to form good habits and break bad ones. First, we have make it obvious. This law is all about making the habit so evident that you can't overlook it. It's about setting up your environment in a way that prompts you to take action. Next, we have make it attractive. This law suggests making the habit appealing enough that you're drawn to doing it. This could be by linking it to something you enjoy, or by creating a positive image around the habit. Then comes make it easy. This law suggests reducing the effort it takes to perform the habit. The easier it is to do, the more likely you are to stick to it. Finally, we have make it satisfying. This law is about immediate gratification. If a habit is enjoyable or rewarding, you're more likely to repeat it. So there you have it. Small actions can lead to huge results. That's the power of atomic habits. The first step in creating a new habit is making it obvious. In the grand scheme of habit formation, cues hold a pivotal role. They are like invisible architects, subtly nudging us into the routines we follow every day. A cue can be anything that triggers a habit. It could be a location, a time of day, an emotional state, or even the people around us. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? Maybe you reach for your phone on the bedside table. That's a cue. The moment you open your eyes, your environment cues you to check your phone. It's almost automatic, isn't it? Now imagine if we could harness this power of cues to instill new habits. That's where the concept of making habits obvious comes into play. Let's take an example. Suppose you want to start reading more. One way to make this habit obvious is by placing a book on your pillow every morning. That way, when you're ready to hit the sack at night, the book is right there, waiting for you. It's an obvious cue. Another example could be if you're aiming to drink more water. Carry a water bottle with you all the time. Every time you see it, you'll be reminded to take a sip. But it's not just about individual cues. Our environment as a whole plays a significant role in shaping our habits. That's why, if you're trying to cut down on junk food, it's not enough to just tell yourself to stop eating it. You need to remove it from your sight. Replace the cookie jar on the kitchen counter with a bowl of fresh fruits. To sum up, cues are the starting point of every habit. The key is to make the cues of your good habits obvious and the cues of your bad habits invisible. If you want to change your habits, change your environment. The more attractive a habit is, the more likely you are to follow through with it. It's a simple concept, isn't it? If we find something appealing, we're naturally drawn to it. We're more likely to engage with it, to give it our time, to make it a part of our lives. And that's the crux of making habits attractive. But how do we make a habit attractive? Let's say you're trying to develop a habit of reading every day. Now, reading might not be inherently attractive to everyone. So, how do you make it appealing? Well, you associate it with something positive, something that gives you a sense of pleasure or satisfaction. You could, for instance, treat yourself to a cup of your favorite coffee while you read, or maybe you can find a cozy corner in your home where you can relax and read in peace. The idea is to link the habit you're trying to build with a positive and enjoyable experience. In psychology, this is known as temptation bundling. It's a technique where you couple a habit you need to do, like reading, with a habit you want to do, like sipping your favorite coffee. By doing this, you're essentially tricking your brain into finding the necessary habit attractive. Now, it's important to remember that making habits attractive is not just about adding a layer of enjoyment, it's also about framing the habit in a positive light. It's about seeing the benefits, focusing on the rewards, and recognizing the value it adds to your life. So, if you're trying to cultivate a reading habit, remind yourself how each book opens up a new world for you, how it broadens your perspectives, enhances your knowledge, and sparks your imagination. See the habit of reading not as a chore, but as an opportunity for growth and enrichment. The key is to make your habits so attractive you can't wait to do them. Because when you're excited about a habit, when you're looking forward to it, you're not just more likely to stick with it. You're also more likely to enjoy the journey. And isn't that what forming lasting habits is all about? The easier a habit is, the more likely you are to do it. Now, there's a statement that's as simple as it is profound. As we delve into the third and fourth laws of behavior change, you'll see why. The third law, make it easy, emphasizes the importance of reducing friction in the process of habit formation. Imagine you're trying to read more. If your book is tucked away on a high shelf, you're less likely to reach for it. However, if it's on your coffee table, in plain sight and within easy reach, you're far more likely to pick it up. That's reducing friction. Think about it. How many times have you put off doing something because it seemed too difficult or time-consuming? The trick is to simplify the process. Break down the habit into manageable steps, and it becomes less daunting. Remember, habits aren't formed overnight. They're built gradually, day by day, step by step. Now let's turn to the fourth law, make it satisfying. This law is all about immediate rewards. If a habit feels good, you're more likely to stick with it. But here's the catch. The reward must be immediate. Future benefits, like improved health or knowledge, are great, but they often aren't enough to keep us motivated in the present. So, find ways to make your habits immediately satisfying. Maybe that's treating yourself to a favorite snack after a workout, or taking a few minutes to relax after reading a chapter. The key is to associate the habit with a positive feeling or reward, cementing it in your brain as something to look forward to, rather than dread. In conclusion, the third and fourth laws of behavior change remind us that the easier and more satisfying a habit is, the more likely we are to maintain it. They encourage us to reduce friction and seek immediate rewards in our habit-forming journey. Remember, the secret to creating lasting habits is to make them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Let's use these principles to transform our lives, one atomic habit at a time. So, what have we learned today about atomic habits? We've embarked on a fascinating journey through the labyrinth of our daily routines, discovering the immense power that habits hold over our lives. We've unraveled the core of atomic habits, understanding that even the smallest actions can culminate in significant changes over time. We've explored the 4 laws of behavior change, making habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. By making our habits obvious, we've learned to set clear intentions and cues. With attraction, we've seen how the desire to do something can fuel our consistency. By making habits easy, we've acknowledged the importance of reducing friction. And finally, by making them satisfying, we've realized that immediate rewards can reinforce our habits, keeping us on track. So as we conclude, it's vital to remember, With Atomic Habits, every day is a chance to make a small, meaningful change in your life. So, what habit will you change today?